What's up guys, John coming to you from the East Village of Manhattan, and if you've been a fan of my channel for a while, you have seen how much content I've made about Mexico. I lived there for 5 months. My girlfriend Adriana's from Mexico, and because Day of the Dead is coming up, they're doing a celebration right here in New York City at this church on St. Mark's. Stay tuned till the end because we're going to show you the altar that we have for Adriana's grandfather in our apartment. And speaking of Adriana,
well, you know guys that we celebrate Day of the Dead in Mexico, and it's basically to make an altar to remember people that died and we loved. So we put some of their favorite food on it, and also you have the typical flowers that you're gonna see right now, and they are like one of the most important things in the altar.
So we've just walked in and there's some kind of a performance going on and a lot of vendors just all around here. That was a little bit surreal for me to see this in New York City because Adriana and I lived in the Yucatan in Mérida for 2 months, and we actually had a shaman ritual done to us one time which looked very similar to what they were doing in there, so that really flooded back a lot of awesome memories from Mexico just seeing that performance.
Remember Barrio in the Mayan town? I think this ritual was just like that one, exactly the same, and it's a really very spiritual thing, so it was so cool to do it with everybody here.
The only thing that stinks about New York City and Mexican food, the prices. $4 a taco. What would this cost in Mexico? 50 cents each?
I think with that you will eat like tons of tacos in Mexico, and much better.
Alright, on 3. 1. It's too hot, it's too hot. Give us a minute. That's not bad at all for a New York taco.
I need more salsa.
It needs more salsa. Very difficult to find a good taco in New York. Extremely difficult. We've looked.
So I just wrote a message for my grandfather who died last year, and I put a candle on the altar. You were supposed to bring a picture of the person you loved that you wanted and put it there, but right now I don't have 2 pictures of him. I just have one. You're gonna see it later in the altar we made in the apartment. So I just wrote a message and I put it there. Nice for people that are from Mexico and they want to keep their traditions. I loved it.
And this is one of the great things about living in New York City. Wherever you've traveled, wherever you're from, there's always a small part of it that you can find as long as you're willing to look for it. All right, let's go to the apartment. And we're back at the lovely apartment in Greenwich Village, and we're about to show you the shrine that Adriana has made for her grandfather. I'm gonna let her take it away.
Okay guys, welcome to the apartment. I'm gonna show you the altar I made for my grandfather. We do this in my house in Mexico. We do a big one, but we don't have the space in the apartment, as you could see in the last video. So we made this baby altar here. It has a picture of my grandfather, a candle, typical flowers. The typical ones look a little bit different in Mexico. They're like bigger and circular. I can't describe it, but we found something similar to that. It's actually the same kind of flower, but they look a little bit different, and we call it cempasúchil flower, but in the US I know them as miracle. And you have to make like a cross with them, which is gonna bring the soul of the people you love. You have salt, fruits, and you have to put something that that person really loved when he was or she was alive. In the case of my grandfather, he loved chocolate, like so much. So I put one for him and some fruit, and that's it.
What do you do with the food after?
You're not supposed to eat it until, I think, November 3rd. And that is when the spirit came already and took the sense of the food. Some people say that actually when you eat it, you don't taste anything because they already take everything, all the flavor of the food.
Guys, leave me a comment. Tell me what you thought about the Day of the Dead festivities in New York City, and if you've had any experience with Day of the Dead before. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to this channel. We've got a ton more content from New York City coming out. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. This was a lot of fun. Until next time.